Hello and welcome to the Sting of Time. We just watched Scorpion King for the 31st time.
Hello. How did you feel watching Scorpion King 31 times? So not
Um,
so with that I mean not just this watching,
mm,
but how did you feel having how do you feel having watched it 31 times now?
mm. Well, I think I can summarize both with the same sentence. Maybe. No, it's not gonna be one sentence, but a couple perhaps. Um, I didn't feel a lot this viewing.
No.
No twist
This
on
was
this.
yeah. I would say that the main topic of conversation during this viewing was how we had nothing to talk about.
Mm,
Well, maybe not main topic, but it came up at least.
yes.
That uh, yeah,
We didn't really have anything specific going into it. There was no real main focus. We didn't fuck with the movie at all.
no.
We watched it separately, I guess, technically
Yeah,
speaking.
the beginning of the movie went by pretty quickly because I talked about Pathfinder. And by that I mean it went by quickly for me.
Hmm.
For you it was probably the same.
I think the
And
movie went by pretty quickly in general for me,
yeah,
if I'm being honest. It was a pretty painless viewing as far as watching The Scorpion King for the 31st time can be a painless viewing. And but I
yeah,
feel
but you,
pretty apathetic, I would say.
yeah, you said didn't you that you felt extremely, or I should say very like disconnected from the movie. This viewing,
Mm. I
like
I don't know if that is how I would put it. I understand where you're coming from with that, but it's not so much that I feel disconnected as much as it is absolutely not a movie anymore.
yeah.
It's just something. It's just sort of it's almost like having a screensaver on, you know?
Mm.
Like back in the day when you could have like pipes, the pipes screensaver.
Back in the day when we had pipes.
Hmm. Yes, the pipe
I don't, I,
screensaver.
I don't know what the
Okay,
pipes
the pipe
screensaver is.
screensaver, it basically did like pipes started coming out on like a black background, and they did like this network of things. Uh, but whatever, any
Oh yeah,
screensaver
yeah.
can
Now,
do.
now, now I mean, now I know what you mean. Yeah, exactly. Uh, but yeah, I was thinking a bit that, uh, like the movie is becoming some sort of like a similar feeling to just have some brain rot thing on the other screen that I don't pay attention to or look at. But we talked a bit about how when we watch the movie, that we always watch the movie when we watch it, no matter how like disconnected ish we are to it. So it's not like we've never watched the movie and like done something else at the same time or
Hmm.
had the movie on in the
Unless you
background or
count walking in
walking
the
in the
woods.
woods. Yeah, but that's special. uh, so yeah. And I basically felt like this entire watch like it was as if I had the movie on the other screen and I was doing something else on this screen, but I wasn't doing anything else. I
Hmm.
was just I was just like watching the main screen and the movie's going on here, but there's nothing diverting my attention from the movie.
Hmm.
So it was uh,
I think
it was
technically
something.
speaking, we both did things. I collected a free copy of Warhammer 40,000 Mechanicum
Ah
while
yes,
watching the movie.
I did that
You
too.
did as well. You also posted two images.
Ah yes, that's true.
One
I did.
of one art, I guess it was like a thumbnail.
Yeah. It's like the artwork of the Aeol mythic path in Pathfinder.
Yes, and then some
Uh,
guy named Joseph.
yeah, exactly. And
So
then
technically,
yeah,
you did do things, but
yeah,
not for
it's
the
true.
majority duration of the movie.
No, but that's true. That's true.
I wasn't.
Uh,
You should say we're recording this on a Thursday,
mm,
and we were supposed to do it on a Wednesday.
yes,
And
I vetoed
yes,
that last second because I didn't want to watch the Scorpion King.
I'm gonna say that I have had very little dread, Scorpion-based dread, this week. I haven't really had any build-up for going into it. Generally, it's not good. When I remember that I have to watch it, it's not good. And that is a feeling that can crop up several times in a week.
Mm,
You can remember it at the start of the week that you have to schedule it and then forget it and then remember that you have to watch it when you know, it's
yeah,
a gift.
yeah, but I get the feeling that it's kind of looped around a bit. That previously I've talked about how we really need to do something every watch now. It really has to be a gimmick every watch. I
Mm,
can't take watching a movie normally, like, but now it's kind of become like depending on what's going on in the land and that sort of thing. It feels like sometimes it can be a bit comforting to just have a normal watch in a sense because it's just it's like this weird. I was gonna say it's like if you're held prisoner somewhere and you get tortured every day at exactly 1 o'clock, but then at some point they change the torture, and then you're like, oh, don't know what kind of pain this is gonna be now. But then they eventually change it back to being the original torture, and you're like, at least this is familiar. I know what to expect now. It's
mm,
it's it's become something like that, I think. So
sure, sure.
it's
There are two things that happened to me in this viewing. I guess technically three, but one of them is very inconsequential. So that were sort of new for me. I ended the movie uh, noticing how poorly,
oh
because
yeah,
the Rock is
Dwayne.
obviously wearing a hairpiece in this movie. It's not
Yeah.
his hair, but in the end scene where it might be the most the movie focuses on his face for the entire movie.
Probably, when they do the stuck in the ground camera turn, they focus
Well, I
pretty hard
mean,
on the
like
face.
over time, there's several close up shots of him, only his face speaking. There's like three. I think it's probably the biggest, the close up
Yeah,
shot of
yeah,
him.
sure.
Um, Whatever. Maybe it's tied, and his hairpiece is super duper. It's super easy to see where the application is. He has like a line that goes very clearly across his forehead
Yeah, it's
and down his temple.
interesting that he didn't comment on that when he was, in the
Well, he probably watched it on a tube TV, so probably
yeah.
can't see it.
We find it would be like, look at this kissing scene, and look at this this girl with plastic surgery, just like they had back then. Like all those
Mm.
kind of comments, and then it'd be like, Dwayne, my guy, your hair looks like a glue pancake or whatever. Right there. So, what the hell?
So that was number one, which I don't know if it was. It didn't do much for me emotionally, but it was a surprise because I can't believe I haven't noticed it before. I feel like you had because you were
Yeah,
less.
yeah, I've noticed it. I just probably never brought it up. Or rather, I think I have, like always felt that something's off here, but then I think I've subconsciously chalked it up to like, oh, it's the lighting or whatever, or just
It looks very
because
orange in
yeah,
general, though.
his smile looks so weird and unnatural, so I think that's kind of overpowered the
I
scene
think he
for me
has
before.
something going on with his lips because I thought about this as well because uh, I've seen that GIF a lot of him smiling because people
Yeah.
use it as a reaction gif. And I think there's something very weird going on with like the color of his teeth, the color of his lips, and the color of his skin. It's some
So
combination of like color correction and makeup. I think that looks very odd.
maybe he's wearing a lip piece.
Mm. Well, the lighting is also kind of weird. Like I have lots of tiny scars on my face from acne, which you can see pretty clearly in some lighting, um, especially when it's like super harsh lighting. And I feel like it's the same shit going on in that. They're like blasting him in the face with lighting because he looks kind of craggly. It's a bit weird.
I thought you were going to say blasting The Rock in the face with acne, and that would be pretty
No,
funny. But
maybe
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
someone has in the past if he
that
has
that that
popped off.
that might be it. But yeah, uh,
Yeah, that was the
that's
first
that.
one. I'm just gonna go on here. Keep going.
Feel free.
Uh,
No skin off my
the
back.
the
I have nothing to
second
say.
thing here that I noticed this viewing of the movie, and I would go as far as to say that we could reintroduce the "What's your favorite part of this viewing" thing, and I would pick this, and I would feel like it was a real pick. Um, in the end scene when Matthias is standing and lifting the bow, or well, he does that after they say "Hail to the King," but they go "Hail to the King," and everyone in this square go "Hail." There's one guy who you can see, and he does this when they go "Hail to the King." He goes like this.
Yeah, but I pointed out that guy before. If you don't remember, you probably don't remember.
It's very hard to, because if I pointed this out and you hadn't seen it, then I think it's pretty hard to, well, A, remember it, and B, be able to place it because he's on screen
Yeah,
for 0.4
but
seconds.
I distinctly remember like a lot of the earliest viewings, and then sporadically since then, I've said a few times like it's so funny because there's a guy who's just not about it
Mm.
in the crowd. There's a guy who is, yeah, as I would know, when everybody's sharing, there's this one guy who doesn't share, and it's been this kind of thing where you say where one usually says, oh, I'm gonna point them out to you later.
Yeah.
I'm gonna point, and then you never do.
Yeah.
So because you don't
Needs
want to
needs
open
a
up the movie
pause,
again.
you know.
Exactly.
And
So yeah, but yeah, I'm glad you have seen him
yeah.
now because he is
Very
real,
good.
and
Yeah,
he
yeah.
is there.
What a guy. He's kind of up. He's well, I just noticed him, so for me, he's obviously pretty big right now. He's kind of like a major player, but I would kind of rank him with background barbarian. Like they
Mm,
have the same sort of energy. I like the fact that they are A, not very interested in monarchy, and B, not very interested in Dwayne.
yeah. The background barbarian.
The BB.
Exactly. We talked a bit about Blackbeard in One Piece today.
Yes, but not while watching the movie.
No, disappointed in Blackbeard.
Yeah, yes. Though I would almost say that's somewhat misrepresented, a weird representation of the conversation, I should say,
Yeah, I guess.
because the majority of the conversation was about, I started the conversation while at work by saying that I hate Ace in One Piece and I'm glad he's
Yeah,
dead and he's a fucking weird
Ace is
jobber.
whack. If you like Ace, you're wrong.
Yeah, I think Robin likes Ace, but Robin
So
just likes everything. So
sorry, Robin.
um,
Ace isn't cool.
no, he isn't cool, but he's dead, so that's whatever.
Yeah,
Um,
that's cool.
and then we sort of slided into, I don't know how. Yeah, oh yeah, we got there because I started talking about Burgess, Jesus Burgess, and how I just feel like Blackbeard should win One Piece because that would be a win for Burgess, and I
Yeah,
like Burgess.
Burgess deserved the fire fruit.
Yeah, and now that
So
Pickums is dead, Kaido is
rip
probably dead.
rip our guy Peckham's.
Yes.
Peckham's is held in high esteem in the land.
Yes. The highest esteem possible, at least for the
Yes,
One Piece world.
absolutely.
Number one character. But and then number two character Kaido is maybe dead. He's out of the game at least.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out who my number one pick now is, and it might be Burgess. I feel like he's a contender for me.
Yeah. It reminds me that I know that, or rather, I know that I would rather say that I read like this clickbaity. I think it wasn't like R Sweden or something. It was a thread that said something like, "Don't you think it's annoying on podcasts where they don't talk about the topic? I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, and they don't talk about the topic. They just talk about like their personal lives and what they're doing, that kind of stuff." And I read it on Reddit at the time, and I was thinking, this guy's a fucking idiot.
Well, it sounds like someone who hasn't had a podcast.
Yeah.
Or at least one that is based in watching the same movie 52 times in a row.
Exactly. I wish that guy would shut the fuck up and not posted that, and maybe done something productive like watch Scorpion King.
Yeah,
instead.
okay. Let's take 5 characters from the Scorpion King. I'll pick them because whatever, I'll pick them. We have we'll go Dwayne. Sorry, Matthias. We'll go Matthias. Memnon, Balthazar, Philos, and fuck it, let's go Takmet. The mix-up, right? These 5 characters.
I was barely paying attention to which characters you picked.
I picked Matthias, Memnon.
All right.
Balthazar, Philos, Takmet.
Yes.
What fruit do these guys have if they're One Piece characters?
Okay. I feel like Philos probably has some kind of scientific, like a Caesar style fruit, like Caesar has the gas fruit in One Piece. So I think he would just, or should it be fruits that exist in One Piece, or am I supposed to make them up?
Yeah, you can do either.
I was thinking that he would probably be psyched about having the bomb fruit from the Baroque Works guy. The terms
so not the Dressrosa.
No, not Gladius,
No.
but I forget what his name is, Mr. Five or whatever. So Philos would have that. I think Balthazar, I feel like he would probably have something like Josus fruit, like diamond.
I feel like he might be a beast fruit.
Yeah, you think like that, sure. Yeah, that's probably true, because that would be like the old strength thing as well.
Yeah.
But I don't think he would have like he wouldn't have something that like the stereotypical. Oh, he'll have like the bull fruit or the bear fruit or something. It would be like the platypus fruit or something, but it would just make him crazy strong by default.
Platypuses have venomous claws.
Yeah.
So maybe he have some venom.
Okay, so he has the platypus fruit. Who has Takmet? Takmet has some stupid moron fruit, like I think it would be like Takmet has the kind of fruit that's like kind of like Tsuru's fruit, except it would not be cool. Like how Tsuru has the hanging the laundry, destroy evil fruit or whatever. But I guess he could have something like maybe he has like the centaur fruit or something, and he just turns into a horse and rides up stairs and stuff all the time.
I was thinking
and then he becomes a half centaur, so he's always transformed, but you can't tell because he only transforms into the human
I
or half
can't
of the centaur.
remember what the fuck his name is. The guy with the sleeves and the swamp logia.
Oh, you mean Caribou?
Caribou. Yeah, there we go. I like the fact that he has a fruit ability that's like it's it's like somewhat clever in that it represents how he is as a character. He's like super sleazy, kind of dirty, and he's also a thief and a opportunist. But he doesn't have like the Doro Boneco fruit or something. He has the so I feel like you could do something about Attackment being
Yeah.
I guess he's not a coward, but he's like an opportunist and a gourmet.
Attackmet can have lost fruit because he chops the heads of Pharaoh.
All right, so he has the Ope Ope.
Ofe, yeah, that's Attackmet.
Yep.
And he still gets
Yeah, still gets bombed
he
by
gets murdered by he gets blown
platypus.
up by a platypus. Yeah, exactly. But the platypus just throws a regular bomb. That has nothing to do with the fruit. Okay. Who's left? Dwayne and
Dwayne and
Memnon.
Memnon.
Can save Dwayne for last, I guess. So Memnon has the obvious one would be that he has a scorpion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
it's a bit boring. I guess maybe he has. Maybe Memnon has the coveted blood logia, because rivers of blood cannot bring peace, but they can bring obedience.
He does a lot of fire shit, so maybe he just has the Mera Mera no Mi.
That would be pretty cool, because then that would imply that he just clowned everyone in Dressrosa, and that he also killed Sabo for it. And maybe he killed Ace for it.
Yeah, sure.
He rode into Marineford with his an ensemble from the intro of from Scorpion King, and he just shot Whitebeard and Ace 1 million arrows, not a single coward's wound, or whatever, and then took it. All right, sure. So he has the
kind of works. It's sort of a kingly fruit as well, you know.
Yeah, high status fruit.
Exactly, and like all the moves. I guess they're ace moves, but whatever, die and Kai and all that shit.
Okay, I think Dwayne has the sausage fruit, but I'm unsure
what it does.
But I guess it should be a. Can you be a sausage?
He can turn any part of his body into sausage.
Yeah, so it's not like a logia.
It's not a logia. It's like
it's like this bullshit with
katakuri.
Katakuri. Like, it's a special term. Is that because Oda can't write his own stupid story? So
maybe he can encapsulate things in sausage casings as well.
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
So that
yeah, and then Memnon eats him as a hot dog in the end.
Yeah, grills him.
Yeah, get flamed on.
Smoking. Finally we explain why Dwayne's knee looks the way it does, because he
forgot to turn off the
exactly
the hot dog power.
Easy to forget.
No, I think that's 24 minutes. So I think we've done our contractually.
I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, not the project. I don't want to do this podcast anymore.
No,
I want to pull my hood down even further and just not think about Scorpion King or anything and take it easy.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say you can watch the movie if you want to, but you're not gonna like it, so you probably shouldn't. But if you're insanely curious about it, go ahead. But we did warn you 30 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna say don't watch the movie because it's not good.